Well, kia ora to you, and welcome again to Owen Delaney Park, match number 2 on day number 2 of the NZRL's Youth Tournament for 2023. We're looking at all of the girls' action at the moment, and thank you for joining us. And always a good battle between two Auckland teams, isn't it, in Rugby League? And Akarana versus Auckland in the 18s girls division. This is the last pool match for both of these two teams. Both are in just a 3-team pool, the other one being Waikato. Both have beaten Waikato in the tournament so far. Akarana had a win over them by 30 points to 10, and the Auckland team beat Waikato 28 points to 0. So pretty similar margins, and there are going to be some very good players on display. Many of these players have featured in the Auckland Grammar School's first 13 the last couple of years, the Auckland and New Zealand champions. And most of them are in the Auckland Vulcans team. The Akarana team is mainly full of Richmond and Mount Albert Lions players, a few Hibiscus Coast Raiders in there too, who have made the lineup this year too. So we're looking forward to seeing these two teams go at it. But we have some very good players here. Braxton Sorensen-McGee for the Vulcans is one to keep your eye on. She's listed as the fullback in this game, but sure we will see her in the halves at some stage during this game. And Soraya Palepale is in there too. She was the MVP of last year's 16s tournament for Counties Manukau, and in the tournament team too. And if she keeps playing rugby league, which hopefully she will, she's going to be a superstar. She's got all the ingredients to be a fantastic player, and can play anywhere too. She could be a prop, she could be a centre, she can be a lock, back row as well. And Soraya Palepale wearing number 4. She's an excellent player, but that's just two players to keep your eye on. We've got some good players in the Akarana side as well. Tiana Tai Leung, number 10, showed out strongly yesterday, and have got a good half-back in Maria Faulkner-Luke. Melita Tapu at full-back too is a pretty experienced player. Even though she's not the biggest player, she's very nippy. And I thought Dani Mafoe had a good game yesterday, and looking forward to seeing her play in the centres again for Akarana in this contest. And of course in the back row for Akarana is Claudia Finau again, and she scored 3 tries against Waikato yesterday in that clash between the two teams. Finau, she is a damaging ball runner, and Auckland Vulcans are going to have to keep a very close eye on her in this game. So she will be wearing 11 for Akarana in this contest. So it's all set up for a good clash. Akarana on the left of screen. They're the team with the purple backs, and the Vulcans on the right, the all blue-white strips. So always a bit of extra edge to some Auckland teams when they clash. We're just waiting for a kicking tee to get things underway. And is that TJ Ashford running? No, I don't think it is TJ Ashford running out with the kicking tee, is it? Let's have a look at these two teams get set. 20-minute halves in these games today. Don't forget, we've got the semi-finals coming from 1 o'clock this afternoon. We've got 2 semi-finals to look forward to. And then the finals, grand finals of the 16s and the 18s coming up tomorrow here at Owen Delaney Park. And straight away, it's Sorensen-McGee. Just a little bit loose on that one, but she, in the end, got the ball okay for the Vulcans. As we see the Vulcans come forward now through Nalu, number 11. And they're going to set it up in midfield here to Maya Lemon. With the ball for Auckland in this contest. Oh, straight away is a drop ball there by Samo, and Akarana have it. Nicely done by Akarana to get an early chance here. Palepale in there making the tackle. Now we see Maya Crutcher slotting into dummy half. Charlize Cairns at first receiver here, wearing the 6 jumper for the Falcons. Back on the inside comes Matapo. And some good defence by Palepale. And now here's Faulkner-Luke. Out it comes to Finau. And Fina, you can see how tough she is to bring to turf. She's a fine prospect as well. Now Tiana Tai Leonga, Mount Albert Lions player. So getting the Falcons into good field position here is Brunt. Good hands from Cairns. And now here's Matapo. And feeding it on nicely there to Jakalia Nakuru. Last play now for Tavita Fesolai. And she's over the line. Did she score it? She has. Tavita Fesolai. Well, she might have injured herself in scoring the try, which would be a great shame here. That was a power play down the short side. Very impressive here. She just barged her way over. Impressive, right over the top there of that Vulcans player, Vahai. But unfortunately, has she injured her knee in the process? So Akarana, a very impressive start to the game. With Tavita Fesolai scoring the first try from the first time. And that Akarana were down in that end of the field. Remember, that error from Auckland and from Samo has been punished with the ultimate 4 points. So it looks like Tavita Fesolai has been substituted out of the game. You can just see you there still being attended to there. What a shame for her. Really tough conversion attempt here for Faulkner Luke. Now you can see the weather is not flash here today, is it? Here in Owen Delaney Park. With the breeze blowing across the face into Faulkner Luke there. Southeasterlies, strong southeasterlies, heavy rain forecast for the rest of today here in Taupo with a high of just 13 degrees. So 4 points to nil. Score remains. Great start for Akarana. Well, Auckland haven't been in the half yet. No possession for them in the half of Akarana so far. Oh, check that kick out there. What a terrific kickoff from Eleanor Havia. And that's going to be a line dropout. Havia, one of the Auckland Red winners in the District 9s from earlier on in the year. We had 3 Auckland teams competing in that District 9s 18s this year. And Auckland Red ended up being the winner. Javier was a member of that team. Fantastic kickoff from her. And look out, here comes Nalu running at defenders again. Oh, Salome Nalu from Otara Scorpions Club. And unfortunately the pass from Michina was a little bit sloppy, but Javier's trying to make something of it. So Michina dropping into dummy half here. First chance in the contest for Auckland as they look to strike back. Letitia Michina there marshalling the troops again. Here is Samo again. She's hit pretty well and lost it forward, so well done to Claudia Finau there to get the error. Finau in there to make the tackle. Just check this out here. Just a little bobble there off Giselle Jeremiah Lemon. So Auckland's chance goes begging, and Akarana, well, everything they're doing right in these first six minutes or so. Well, it just lost that out of play, though, and now Auckland are going to get a chance. Well, let's see if they can make something of this situation. Here's Pali Pali with her first carry of the game. Look at the defenders on her. They know how damaging she can be. Soraya Pali Pali. Michina. Now driving over, but being held up. And now pushed back into the field of play. Jeremiah Lemon. Good work from the Akarana defenders. Mitchener again. Just had to stop and catch the ball with Samo. Mitchener. Now Cooley. Dropped there by Sorensen McGee, but it's still alive here for the Vulcans as Mitchener takes the tackle. Looking to get organised again. For Omu it is, a dummy half. Here's a chance out on the left perhaps here. And nicely done. And the Vulcans are over. It's Angelika Vahai who's gone over to score the try. And that levels the scores. So Vahai over for the Vulcans. Here it is again. Good shift out to the left. And in the end, the defence was stretched. And the Vulcans equalise. Shout out to the coaches, Mike Matautia for Akarana, for the Auckland Vulcans rather. And Akarana coached by Tasha Davey, former Kiwi Ferns player. Mount Albert coach this year in the Auckland Women's Premiership. Akarana 18's coach last year, back again this year. Well, pretty even contest so far, as we expected it would be. Goal kicking could become quite important here in this contest, but it'll be tough kicking conditions from tries wide out for these players. Now Braxton Sorensen McGee is lining this one up. Again, another very good player. She might need some help though with holding the ball down in these strong winds. Sorensen McGee from the Howard Hornets goes to Auckland Girls Grammar, a key figure for that school in the last couple of years. She's got good distance on that kick, but it's not going to be successful. So 4-all. So 9 minutes played in the game. Sorensen McGee's already been playing some rugby union too in the Farah Cup for Auckland as well already. Not bad for a 17-year-old. Good kick-off again by these two teams. Akarana this time. And now it's going to be the Vulcans who have got the ball. Very competitive teams as the Vulcans look to move the ball safely off their own line. Don't want to be too extravagant in these wet conditions, even though the rain's just stopped now for the meantime. Mitchener. And that's Jeremiah Lemon again. Hit hard by Finau once more. And also handled beautifully there too by the Akarana number 10, Tiana Tai Leonga. Now here comes a good run for the Vulcans from Gillian for Aumu. Now here's Sarai Palipaliu again. Was there a hand over there from Palipali, and she shakes her head there as she either miscounted or disappointed not to get the ability to get a kick in there. So here come the Falcons again, and straight away into the action is Ash Matapo. Good run from her. Now Cairns. Oh, it's dropped there by Nakuru. Some heavy defence on her from Auckland as well. Just after she dropped the ball was Nalu in there hammering her, and Nalu now drops the ball. So a few errors creeping in for both players here. So it's going to be Akarana possession now, 9 minutes out from half-time. Well, I don't know if the sun will come out today, but if it does, I don't think there'll be many complaints, will there be? Four all is the score. 8 minutes to play. Now, someone's being sent off for a head injury assessment here. Who is it? One of the Akarana players. Is that Nakuru who's gone down there? Yes, it's Chakalia Nakuru from the Hibiscus Coast Raiders. Played for the Northern Swords at the last two District 9s tournaments. Napuhi Ahi, and the Northlander is just battling a little bit here, and play just pauses for the meantime. Looks like no risks are being taken with Nakuru. So a chance for a Aotearoa for both teams. Midway through the first half, tries in the game to Tavita Fesolai, who herself was injured for Akarana in the act of scoring the try. Looked like she picked up a leg injury. Vahai was the try scorer for Auckland. But no play at the moment due to this just concussion check here for Chakali and Nakuru. So a chance to look at these two tries. And here is Tavita Fesolai powering over. That was very impressive, but injured her knee there in the act of scoring. And this good shift out to the left from an attack from Auckland resulted in Vahai going over to score the try untouched there. So still concern here over Nakuru. With this head injury assessment going on. So there is a stretcher being called for, in fact, for Nakuru. So it might not just be a head assessment. There might have been an issue there with her upper back or neck, perhaps. So these are the last pool matches being played at the moment. Four semi-finalists are determined. In the 16s, the semi-finals have been determined now with... can just touch on that while we wait, actually, with the three results played so far today. This is in the 16s division, so what we're watching here is the 18s, but earlier in the 16s we saw the final pool matches played. Counties beat the South Island 20 points to 0. Auckland beat Wellington 16-6, and the game we broadcast was Mid-Central's win over Waikato 14 points to 6. So the semi-finals coming up this afternoon are as follows. Counties are going to play Mid-Central, and Wellington are going to play the South Island in the other semi-final. So that's where we are for that. And so that's the semi-finals in the 16s, and I think a countback might have been needed there to determine the winners, because in one pool in particular, I think we had kind of split results where no one finished unbeaten in one pool. So the team that's missed out are Auckland, even though they beat Wellington earlier today. They have missed out on the semi-finals on countback. So, repeating that, Counties playing Mid-Central in one semi, Wellington playing the South Island in another. And we'll just get all that confirmed a little bit later. And then in the 18s right now, as we have a lengthy injury delay here, so some concern over Jakalia Nakuru. We have 3 games being played at the moment. Counties Manukau currently leading South Island 14-0 and Wellington leading Bay of Plenty 16-0 at the moment. And we're locked up at 4-all here in this contest here. So here comes the ambulance now. So we'll just pause here just a bit and we will wait for this injury to be determined here for Jakalia Nakuru. So stand by, we'll have a resumption of coverage shortly for you here from Owen Delaney Park. On. All right, well, thank you for staying with us. If you're watching the live coverage, as you can see, the game has actually been transferred to another field here at Owen Delaney Park, this Akarana Auckland game, with the injury to Jakalia Nakuru being dealt with by the officials and medical staff here. So, unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to leave this game for the meantime, but that game being transferred to another field. We will have the result for you shortly, and we will be resuming our live stream coverage with the semi-finals coming up at 1 p.m. this afternoon. So semi-final action beginning at 1 p.m. this afternoon here from Owen Delaney Park.